Okay, let's check your answers for these questions. So this was a spreadsheet question, an easy spreadsheet question, I guess. How was the question? Easy or hard? Easy, ne? Exactly, Jujuti. Fine, let's check. Confusing? Huh? Okay, let's check. The currency rates of some countries in the world are given below. Answer the following questions using the details given. Always, taking a spreadsheet question, make sure first of all you read the point given here. Okay, this is first. Second is go through the spreadsheet, because when you go through the spreadsheet, you will be able to get familiar with the terms, the columns, the data is given. You can get familiar. So you can see there's something called currency rate converter. They have mentioned a date here, and for this respective date and time, they have mentioned the price of 1 USD, and then they have mentioned here the price of uh, euros, Singapore dollar, krone, blah, 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 all the currency names and the respective value. Okay, the respective value equivalent to 1 USD is given. Fine. Let's answer the questions. Write the steps you would follow to display the currency symbol of the value in cell D7. D7. Okay. Now, normally, if you take your spreadsheets, there is this tool called as number format tool. You take your spreadsheet application, there's a tool called the number format tool. So by default, what happens is all of your cells has a number format called as general or as automatic. Okay. Now from general, you can go and switch this to percentage. You can go and switch this to currency. You can go and switch this to number. Okay. Likewise, there are different types of number formats we have in a spreadsheet application. Okay. Now, if you go and type percentage, it will give you the value out of 100. For example, if I go and put 7 divided by 100, in that cell, it will be showing out 7 divided by 100. Instead, that cell will show me as 7%, right? Similarly, if I go and write a value in number, it will have this. For example, it will have this. Let's say I go and write a number called 17, and I change the number format to number. It will go in at 2 decimal places. If you make it currency, it will have the dollar symbol in front, and it will do these changes. Likewise, what happens here is using your spreadsheet applications, you can change these number formats. I'll just show you an example. Let me open my spreadsheet application. Give me an example spreadsheet application. Sorry. I have marked D12, correct. Yes. They're talking about D7, this one. Yes, we have Google Sheet, Microsoft Excel. I'm going to take Excel for example purpose. All these Excel I have here contains data. Let me take a new Excel. This is data, man. Okay, plain Excel spreadsheet I have here. Now, when I open this spreadsheet application, you can see in the top itself, there's something here called general. Okay, this is called number format. So currently, if I go to this cell, and if I go and type a number, for example, let's say right here 45 or 456 kilo, you can see the number is there as this. Or let's say go and type a long number here. Number is there as this. If I go and change this number format to let's say number, so you can see it added the 2 decimal places. And if I go and change it to currency, see you can see it added the percentage symbol and it added the commas. Now, not percent, it's a dollar symbol and add the comma. Now tell me, if you look at this spreadsheet, we are talking about how to display the currency symbol of the value D7. Now is D7 talking about dollars? In D7 cell, are we talking about dollars? They are not given the column name right. Here the column name is A, B, C, D, F, G, protein. No. D7 cell is talking about what currency? Exactly. They're talking about pounds. So if you want to show this value in pounds, this is how you do it. First of all, you have to make it currency. Like this, the first step number one is change the number format to currency. Okay. How you change this? You just go and click on this arrowhead here from the number. This tool is called number format tool. In number format tool, you go and select the number format called as currency. This is step number one. Now, when you do this, you get dollar symbol. To make it as pounds, step number two is you have something called more number formats. In more number formats, you can see something called symbol. So you can go and change the symbol to pounds. What is a pound symbol? I forgot. Euros, French, Greek, Indian, British. You just passed it. I just passed it. Punjabi, Spanish, Pashto, Thai, Turkish, ching, 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 Serbian, Slovak. But there's so much type of currencies in the world. Yeah. This is pounds, right? This is a pound symbol, right? I forgot what is pound symbol. Is this a pound symbol? Yeah. Done. See, this is how you make the pound symbol. So there is two-step process. Actually, you can directly come and select this more number format itself. From more number format, you can select the category as currency. And after select category as currency, you can change the symbol to the pound symbol. I'll give you the step by step in the wordings, but tell me practically, do you understand how you can change it? How you can add the pound symbol, all of your practically, we all get it what I did here. Great. So what I'm going to write here is for that answer, step number one, for Roman number one, my answer right here. Step one, select the number format tool. Step two, or click on number format tool. Let me say. In the drop down of number format tool, in the drop down of number format tool, select other number formats. Step two, select the category. Can I know the year of this question? This is not all over, this is a provincial paper. Select the category, currency. Step three, under symbol, select the required symbol. You can write 1, 2, 3 as well. I'm writing a step by step. Required, select the required symbol. And then, sorry, it wasn't half. I'll continue that later. Step 4 is actually click OK. This is a step by step method. One of you all was like, isn't number 7 Singapore dollar? When you are taking about cell address, you see the column it is there. So this is column D. Row it is there, row 7. So D7 is this column D, row number 7. I also initially got confused with these numbers. Ignore those numbers. Those are the index like numbers. Okay. So first step in the drop down of number format tool, select the other number format option. So how you get marks for this first question is, in your answer, if you had mentioned the word called number format, if you had mentioned number format toolkit, if you had mentioned, you'll be getting 2 marks. I mean, other explanations are also needed, but I can't like individually check all of your answers. So one of the keywords in the answer is number format tool. So if you had mentioned the number format tool, you'll be getting marks for the first question. Anyone having any other questions regarding the first one? It's a different type of paper, man. Normally, you never get spreadsheet questions so theoretical. I like this paper. Anyways, next. Write the formula you would write in cell E6. So E6 can make a to calculate the value related to 100 USD. Okay, if I want to calculate the value of 100 USD there, why am I calculating 100 USD there? I should calculate 100 euros. No, okay, fine. Anyways, okay, if I want to find the value of 100 USD there, first of all, tell me in which cell do I have the number 100? In which cell address do I have that number called 100? Yes, in E5 cell, I have the number 100. And if I want to find the value of 100 USD, I will multiply this by, hmm, no, I misunderstood the question. Now I understood the spreadsheet actually. They are saying this column contains the value of 1 USD, which means this is the value of 1 USD in euros. This is the value of 1 USD in British pounds. This is the value of 1 USD in Indian rupees. This is the value of 1 USD in Australian dollars. So they are asking if that is going to be 1 USD, how much would 100 USD be to represent here? Okay. So if 1 USD is going to tell that it's 0.9 blah blah blah, then 100 USD means I have to multiply this 0.9 by 100, right? So in that case, I have to multiply E5 by D6. Does that make sense? I like this question. It's interesting. Yeah, D6. Not E5, E5. E5 will contains 100. See? 100. Actually, I can use directly number 100 as well, because they're not told about that. So you can also write like this as well. You can mention 100 into D6 as well. Correct, correct. You can put 100 into D6 as well. Note the absolute cell referencing. Have they mentioned about copying this formula? When a user enters an amount in the cell H3, 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 according to which currency, they are not told about copying and pasting formulas. So not necessary, but if you want, you can mention absolute cell referencing because they are not mentioned the requirement. So let's mention this is a minimum requirement. So for Roman number 2, any of the two answers are correct because they have not been precisely, they have not mentioned you whether to use only cell address or are they going to copy this and paste it up. Will they ask these types of questions in Ola? If they want, they can. I don't understand how you got the answer in Roman number 2. Did you understand why I highlighted this column in green color? So what happens here is they're saying that what I had in green color is talking about one USD. Like if you look at the columns, okay, in the columns they have mentioned this whole column is talking about different currency rates equivalent to 1 USD. So what they're meaning by that is the value of 1 USD in euros is equal to 0.9 euros. The value of 1 USD in British pounds is equal to 0.7 British pounds. Likewise, every country's amount that is equivalent to 1 USD is given in this column. So 1 USD of Canadian dollar, 1 USD of dinar, Kuwait dinar. 1 USD equivalent to Australian dollar. In that column, they have mentioned the value is equivalent to 1 USD. So if that column contains 1 USD, in this column they have told that it contains 100 USD, right? So here we have defined how much is 100 USD equivalent in euros. How much is 100 USD equivalent in British pounds? How much is 100 USD equivalent in Indian rupees kila? Respectively, you have to find. Does that make sense? So that column contains the value in 1 USD. The next column contains the value of 100 USD. So that's why I mentioned here 100 into D6 or E5 and D6. Nice. Roman number 3. So if you got any of these answers, put 2 marks. You can put $E, $5. When I'm writing absolute cell reference, I write minimum requirement. Always keep in mind, when I give you answer for the absolute reference, I give you the minimum requirement. So writing $E, $5 is correct. But minimum what is needed is the $5. Because obviously, if you're going to copy it even, you're going to copy it to the below cells. So when you copy it for multiple rows, the row numbers only change. How did you know E5? Because E5 has number 100, no? The question is asking about $100, no? 100 USD. And E5 has 100. Got it? In the question, they mention E6. Read the question. They're saying we're writing the formula in E6. Good dreamer. Then shouldn't it be $E5? No, $E5 is protected in the column name. When I copy it to this cells and paste it here, 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 I'm jumping rows. So when I'm jumping rows, I want to make sure that this E5 or the 5 value will get changed. In E5 cell address, 5 value will get changed in the jump rows. So when I put $5, that 5 doesn't get changed. Got it, Ilman? No. D6 has to be a relative cell reference. Because if I'm when I copy that formula from this cell, if I paste it here, I want to find for Indian rupees. If I paste it here, I want to find for Malaysian ringgit. So this D6 contains the respective currency, right? So that has to get updated. How did you know E5? How do you know D6? Because that column is talking about euros, no? Because if you look at the spreadsheet properly, if you look at the spreadsheet, as I told you, when you get spreadsheet question, observe the spreadsheet. Because when you observe the spreadsheet, you can see this column is talking about currencies, the USD dollar, euros, British pounds, different currency. And here they have mentioned 1 USD, and here they have mentioned 100 kilo, right? In this column, they have mentioned 1 USD, how much it is in euros. Okay, the value of 1 USD in euros is mentioned here. So if this cell has the value of 1 USD in euros, then this should have the value of 100 USD in euros, right? And this column should talk about British pounds. This column should talk about Indian rupees. Got it? So D6 came from there only. Right. Umar, you got understood, right? That's how D6 came. D6 is the value of euros. Because here we are finding calculate the value related to 100 USD. This is not what I highlighted in green, what I am highlighting in blue color. This is the value equivalent to 1 USD. So if 1 USD is 0.9, 100 USD is how much? 0.9 blah 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 into 100, right? That first column D contains the value equivalent to 1 USD. Different currency value equivalent to 1 USD. Column E contains the value of different currency value equivalent to 100 USD. Does that make sense? Zaid, yes, because this question has not told about copy pasting scenarios. Ashika, yes. Roman number 3. When a user enters an amount in cell H3, that is here, The corresponding currency values are displayed in the column F. When a user enters an amount in cell H3, the corresponding currency values are displayed in column F. Fine. Write the formula that would be displayed in cell F13. Okay. Now, as per the given data, I'm going to assume that something like this. If the user enters here 100, or let's say user enters here 200, then this cell should have the value of 200 pounds. This cell should have the value of 200 rupees. This cell should have the value of 200 Australian dollars. This cell should have the value of 200 Kuwait dinars. That's how the question is giving you the idea of, because corresponding currency values are displayed in the column F. To do that, it's going to be something like this. We're going to write this formula for F13 cell. That is this cell. We're going to write the formula here. This is F13. Fine. So when a user enters an amount in H3, that is, if the user enters a value here, the corresponding values are displayed in the column F. Perfect. So write the formula that would be displayed in cell F13. Okay. Let's imagine that this formula we write here, we're going to copy it for the remaining cells as well. Now, let's imagine, because normally when you're using spreadsheets, we don't write for each. Now, if there's going to be a related formula, if there's going to be similar formulas, we don't copy that same thing again and again. We don't rewrite them again and again. We might copy paste the formulas now. So let's imagine that the formula right here, I'll be copying it for the remaining cells as well, and I'm expecting the similar output, which means here I'm expecting the value of that krone. Here I'm expecting the value of Chinese yuan. Here I'm expecting the value of Japanese yen. After that's how you do it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the value. I'm going to take the cell H3, because in H3 cell only the user is going to write a value. Now tell me, because I told you that I'm going to copy and paste a formula for the remaining cells, what do you think is most suitable? For H3 cell writing relative cell referencing, or for H3 cell writing absolute cell referencing? What do you think is more suitable? The formula right for F13, I'm going to copy it for the different remaining cells as well. So because I'm going to copy it for the remaining cells as well, tell me what do you think is more suitable? Giving absolute cell referencing or relative cell referencing for H3? Exactly, because H3 cell address is going to be fixed. Here also I'm going to multiply H3 by the euro amount. Here I'm also going to multiply H3 by the British pound amount. Here I'm going to multiply H3 by Indian rupee amount. Here I'm going to multiply H3 by the Australian dollar amount. So all of these cells, H3 is going to be constant. Therefore, I'm going to mention here as $H $3. Again, the minimum requirement is just the 3 only. I mean, this is the minimum requirement. If you want, you can add dollar symbol in front of H as well. Let's put H also. But no, let's give the minimum requirement. But again, if you want, you can mention $H $3 as well. Now, we are going to write the formula inside F13 cell. Look at this spreadsheet carefully and tell me, for F13 cell, we are going to find the amount in which currency? What is the name of the currency? Yes, we are going to find the amount in Swiss franc, right? So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to enter here the value of the cell address containing the Swiss franc for 1 USD. That's there in D13 cell. So answer is going to be H $3 into D13. Is it wrong if we write without the dollar? It is like this. In this question, they have not told that they're going to copy paste the formula. Okay. So therefore, if you don't write the dollar, they have to give you marks. But the problem is practically if you're using spreadsheet, in this kind of a situation, in a situation where the same logic will repeat. Again, it's not the same formula is going to repeat. The same logic is repeating. The same logic is repeating. Normally, what we do is we copy paste the formula. For example, what I mean by same logic is repeating is here I'm going to take the value of H3 and multiply by euro amount. Here I'm going to take the value of H3 and multiply British pound amount. Here I'm going to take the value of H3 and multiply by the what do you call Indian rupee amount. So you can say everything in all these cells. What I'm going to do is H3 multiplied by respective rows currency. H3 multiplied by respective rows currency. H3 multiplied by respective rows currency. Because the same logic is repeating, instead of writing a formula for each and every cell, we can write it here and we can copy and paste it for the remaining cells to make our work easy. Always when using spreadsheet, we make our work easy, not hard. So practically thinking, we will need a dollar symbol there. But in this question, they have not told about copy pasting. Therefore, they have to give marks with a dollar symbol as well. Got it? In H3, they will mention only USD amount. They can't use any other currencies. Yeah, because this is a currency rate converter. In a converter, you're expecting to write dollars in what you call, you're expected to put here the USD amount, and you'll be getting the USD amount equivalent in other currencies. Why did you multiply it by D13? Because D13 contains the value of 1 Swiss franc. So if you use enters here number 200, I should show in this cell what is the value of 200 Swiss franc. If they enter 300, I have to mention what is the value of 300 Swiss franc. I mean 300 USD equivalent in Swiss franc. Got it? In the questions, will they mention us to use particular sign or something? In the question, if they use a word that this formula is going to be copied for the remaining cells, then obviously to keep in your mind that sometimes absolute cell reference will be used. Not always, but most of the time. An interesting question, to be honest. Exactly, I like this question. I'm thinking to put this question for the next year's for all your 25 batch paper. For all I can't put this, you all are already doing it. I'll just modify this question, give for them. It's so interesting. Isn't it F13? Are we right in the formula in F13, man? How can you put F13 then? Didn't understand what they're asking. Read the question again. Roman number 4. According to this, which currency is the most valuable currency in the world? Explain your answer. Hmm. The most valuable currency is Kuwait dinar. Nah, it's Kuwait dinar, right? Yes, Kuwait dinar. 0.3. Yes, it's Kuwait dinar. Some of us in Japanese yen. Do you all know how does value of currency works? That is send out for commerce class. No. Value of currency works like this. I'll ask you a simple question. When we were in 2000, I mean, when I was young, let's take around 2008. I can remember we used to buy stuffs in AliExpress, Daraz and all. $1 is basically only 150 rupees. Averagely around 150 rupees. 150 LKR is equal to $1. $1 was equal to 150 rupees. But if you take now 2024, $1 is equal to more than 350 rupees, I think. I can't remember the exact value, but let's say 350 rupees. Now tell me, was $1 valuable then? I mean, let's say the Sri Lankan rupees. Was Sri Lankan rupees valuable then, or was Sri Lankan rupees valuable now? Think like a commerce student. Then or now? If you don't do commerce, you will not understand this. The Sri Lankan rupees, was it valuable then or now? It was actually valuable then. Because, for example, let's say you have 1,500 rupees. You have how much? 1,500 rupees. If you have 1,500 rupees with you, you have 1,500 rupees with you. In 2018, how many dollars you had? I mean, you can, if you convert your money to dollars, in 2018, how many dollars you would have had? One fellow is saying 100. Wow, what? Who is your maths teacher? Exactly, you will have $10, right? In 2018, if you had 1,500 rupees, that's equivalent $10. If you take 2024, 1,500 is equal to how many dollars? Averagely. Give me the whole number. Don't give me the decimal number. Give me the whole number value. The whole number value is around. The whole number value is around $4. The whole number value is around $4. So now tell me what is valuable. Was then value valuable or this now value is valuable? Then is valuable. So when you are checking valuable, okay, when you are checking valuable, you have to see $1 is equivalent to, and you have to check what is the lowest value. What is the lowest value, not what is the highest value. If it's highest value, then that no money is useless. See, now if you see 150 and 350, actually 150 is more valuable. Why? 150 can be converted to $10, but 350 can be converted into $4. Got it? So technically speaking, in this chart, the most valuable currency is Kuwait dinar. Understood how the logic works? Again, this is a bit of commerce involved in it. I'm not touching that commerce part. I'm just using some common sense and telling you. But technically, it's Kuwait dinar. What about pounds? No, ne. Pounds is 0.7. Is 0.7 small or 0.3 small? I have to send you all for maths class and English class, man. I don't know what is small again. What is the smallest value here? The smallest value here is Kuwait dinar. Imad, it won't be my one, don't worry. Yes, it's actually Kuwait dinar. The smallest one is Kuwaiti dinar. Kuwaiti dinar. So you mention here the most valuable one is Kuwaiti dinar. And you know how you can give the comment, how you can give the logics here. You give the logic when you're explaining, you explain it something like this. Listen to me carefully, yeah. Listen to me carefully. If I had in all these currency, let's say if I had 1,000, meaning 1,000 euros, 1,000 British pounds, 1,000 Indian rupees, $1,000, 1,000 Kuwaiti dinar, actually everything 1,000. Okay. If I want to find what is the value of 1,000 euros, I want to find what is the value of 1,000 euros in dollars. See, yeah, what is the value of 1,000 euros in dollars? Okay, so 0.9 euros is equal to $1. So in that case, 1,000 euros will be equal to 1 divided by 0.9 into 1,000. That's how you do maths, no, basically. Likewise, if you do the calculation, you will know that the number of dollars you're going to get for Kuwaiti dinar will be high. Kuwaiti dinar will have highest number of dollars. When you convert 1,000 dinar to dollars, you will know that that has highest. Again, how the logic works is like that 2018 and 2024 example I gave you. See, in 2018, if you have 100 rupees, that is equivalent to $10. And in 2025, if you have 1,500 rupees, you have only $4. What is the reason for this reduction? Since the amount equivalent to 1 USD is smallest among other currency, it would have higher number of dollars. Correct. What do you think the reason for this is? Exactly. The reason for this is inflation. Inflation means indirectly printing money. So when you print money, the value of the money goes down. That is basically commerce. Don't ask me that question. You ask if you want to know how it happens, go ask your commerce lecturer. Really, the rate of Kuwait dinar is high. One Kuwait dinar is equal 9,000. See, 900 rupees. See, one Kuwait dinar is equal 900 rupees. It seems. So the highest valuable value is the Kuwait dinar. So how your explanation should be is you can be like when converting when converting an equal amount of an equal amount from every currency to dollars, Kuwait dinar will have the highest number of dollars. Is an explanation you can give. If we print more money, how will the value of money drop? Ask your commerce teacher. That's one explanation. That's not related to IC. After class, to be honest, yes, I did not check your WhatsApp message. There is a reason for that. I'm doing a small update in the website because recap class, you put the update, come doing the website. I'm automating certain stuffs. So once I automate that, then I'll make a different instruction manual for you to make your work very easy. That's why I not reply WhatsApp. I'll check it tonight. Is it okay if you put the dollar sign in front of D in D13 question number 3? No. If you put D13, it won't. It's again you should get marks technically. I mean, today for this question I'll give you marks, but don't have that habit because in this question the amount of data given is less. They have not mentioned that we are copying the formula. After I'll check. Okay, but logically speaking, normally in this kind of scenarios we will copy that formula for the remaining cells. So technically answer is wrong, but because the insufficient data, they have to give you marks. In this class, we get some science, maths, English, and now commerce studies. Time to pray. You have to pray before class. Isha is now at 5. Shimar is at 5:50. You have 10 minutes before class. Okay. Anyways, anyone have any questions here? Will you upload the recap classes for maths and wisdom answers website? He will do that. Today's class at 7:30 he has an interaction session. He will tell you about that. Okay. So you have your marks breakdown. Put it like this: first question 2 marks, second question 2 marks, third question 2 marks, fourth question for mentioning Kuwait dinar 2 marks, for explanation 2 marks. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Tell me out of 10 marks, how much marks did you all get in the chat? One of you all said in the beginning it's actually now I'm this is the first time I was at seeing this question. I did not do this question before coming. I said confusing. I was like, okay, maybe only for you confusing. But after doing the question, I saw it is a bit confusing, but it is not hard. How is it wrong, sir? You copy the amounts from the same column. When you copy it in the same column, you're copying it to different rows. I'm going to a row up. So when I'm going, for example, I'm writing this formula for Swiss francs now. When I copy it from here and I paste it here, I'm expecting it to update to Singapore dollar, right? But if you put it as D dollar 13, here also it will be D dollar 13, here also it will be D dollar 13. Because dollar is protecting the row number. Always I told you, dollar symbol acts like a bodyguard. It will stay in front of, but it's protective. So you put D dollar 13, here also it will be D dollar 13, here also it will be D dollar 13. But in a F14 cell, F13 cell, we want it for Swiss franc. F12 cell, we want it for Singapore dollar. In front of D, you can put, but again, not a requirement. It's unwantedly putting again. Nice. Okay, so with that, we're done with the spreadsheet question. Now we are going for the next one. I, to be honest, like this question. I mean, I'm going to use this question somewhere in the exam for the next few batches. These Western province papers are useless. They keep all the questions very easy. That's why I like other province paper. Okay, I'm going to give you 10 minutes. Do this before, what's the time now? Do this before 7 o'clock. Yes. Okay, 7 o'clock. Let's check your answers. How was the question? Easy or hard or safe? Easy, right? Let's check. Last question is confusing. Okay. This is our paper, so hard. Yeah, it will give only. Okay. The sport department is preparing a database management system to store details of the matches, teams, players, and other details. The following tables are designed: match, team, and match underscore team. Okay, so this is the match table, this is the team table, and the match underscore team table. Easy. Specify the primary keys with the corresponding table. First of all, tell me, normally if you take a database, in a database, a database is formed by a collection of tables, right? So in your syllabus, you will be talking about something called as relational database. That is where all these tables might have a direct or else indirect connections. Now tell me, when I say they have different tables, when you say the word primary key, we are talking about what type of field in the table. Fields means these are called what you call fields. Huh? This word called date, stadium. The column names are we call them as fields normally. So tell me, what do you mean by this thing called primary key? Those are what type of fields in the table? Correct. The primary keys always represent the unique fields in a table or unique field in a table. Now, if you take this match table, out of the three fields we have, now we have three fields. Huh? One of the field is match ID, other field is stadium, other field is date. Out of these three field, is there any field that looks unique, which you think might never change? Correct. Comparatively, this what you call field called match ID, it looks like it's going to be something unique. So I'm going to tell in the match table, match ID is going to be the primary key. Similarly, is there any fields in this team table? You have team ID and team name now. Out of them, is there any field that looks unique? Correct. It's the team ID or T underscore ID. So this can be the primary key here. How about the match underscore team table? You have the team ID, you have the match ID, you have the scope. In match ID, can we take one specific field as unique? Sorry, match team, match underscore team. In the third table, is it possible to take exactly like just only one field as a primary key? Actually speaking, no. Why I'm saying no is because now, for example, you can see there are different types of matches. No, there is this Bogamba match, Dambulla match, Palekella match. There are different types of there are different types of match that's happening in different stadiums. Okay, so match number 100, match number 1000, match number 143. There are different matches that will happen. Okay, so if you take a specific match, okay, normally if you take a what type of match are they talking about here? Cricket. They not mentioned exactly what type of match, but let's assume cricket. Now, if you take a cricket match or any sport, if you take a specific match, will only one team play or will multiple teams play that match? For example, let's take this match called match number 143, which is happening here. Let's imagine a cricket match. If you take a cricket match, let's say on 14th of June, there's a cricket match at Palekela Stadium. Logically, tell me for this match, will only one team play or multiple teams? Obviously, multiple any sport you take, whether it's cricket or badminton or football, even they don't put one team in within the team. They don't play. No, it's always one team plays against another team, right? So let's say we are going to talk about let's say something like let's say basketball example, because basketball I can easily tell you how it works. So let's say for this basketball, there is two teams playing for this match for this Palekela match example. for this Palekela match, let's say Royals are also going to play. This team called Royals. There's a team called Royals. Royals are going to play, as well as this team called Shiny Stars also going to play. It looks like a boys team and girls team. Anyways, who cares? Okay, let's take. There's going to be a match at Palekela Stadium on 14th of June, and that's going to be between the Shiny team versus Royals teams. So let's say in the match that was playing, the Shiny team scored 30 points and Royal team scored 20 points. Okay. Now, if I'm going to go and record this in this match underscore team table, I'll go and mention team ID. So here team ID for as a Shiny is going to be 002. So 0002. I'll say 0002 and play the match 143 because I said Palekela match now. And they scored 30 points. And I'm going to say the team 0034, they also played the match number 143 and they scored 20 points. That is how I'll be recording data in the match underscore team table. Okay. Now, based on that, tell me, based on this example I gave you, can we take the match ID as a primary key? Always keep in mind, primary key is a unique fields, which means they can't contain data that will repeat. So, based on the example I told you, can tell me, can we use the match ID as a primary key here? No. So, in the example I gave you, you can see match ID is repeating. Now, let's say the Shiny Stars team, they played against, now they say they won. Now, if you look at here, Shiny Stars won. No. So, because Shiny Stars won, now they're going to play the next match, let's say with example. Let's say they're going to play the next match with this winners team. And later that match is going to happen at what do you call Dambul, this match. Example, again, example. So, how will I record that? I'll be recording that as something like this. And let's say in this match, Shiny Stars scored 40 points. Winners also scored 40 points. Let's say it was a draw match. Example. So I might score it saying like this. I might tell that the team ID, that's basically 002. Match ID, M1780. And they scored 40 points. Then team ID, 0090. They scored, let's say, again, same match, 1780. They scored 40 points. Okay. Now, these are the two data I entered now. Earlier, the two data. Now, this is, let's say, the finals, semi-finals data what I entered earlier was this 0034, 0002, M143, M143, 20, and 30. These two data I entered earlier, which are in orange color here. And these two data I entered now between Shiny Stars and winners. Now, based on that, tell me, can we take team ID as a primary key? This first field can we take? Again, no. See, I have highlighted the repeating sticks. See, 0002 has been repeated again. 0034 is repeated again. See, but I have blue color is repeating, or yellow color is repeating. So you can't have repetitive stuffs in the table. Now, based on that, tell me if I can't use one field to form the primary key. If I'm going to see by combining more than one field, if I can form the primary key without using only one field, let's say I'm going to combine multiple fields and form the primary key. What do you call such type of primary keys as? The primary key is formed by combining multiple fields together. Correct. We call them as composite primary key. We call them as composite primary key. In composite primary key, we're going to combine multiple fields and form the primary key. Now, if you look at the spreadsheet properly, even though the yellow color highlight repeat, blue color highlight repeat, and here let's say here pink color highlight is repeating, and here let's say red color highlight is repeating. Okay, even though field by field if you take the repeating, if I take them as a bunch together, as a pair, sorry, the team ID and match ID together as a pair, are there any other repetition? Again, where team ID is 002 and match ID is 1780 as per the given data. No. As a pair, will both of these 0034 and 1780 as a pair will they repeat again? So 0090, no, as a pair, they are not repeating again. Okay. So normally when you have data like that, as a pair, you don't repeat. Okay. You can call them as a composite primary key. So here to form the composite primary key, I'm going to use two fields. That is a T underscore ID and match ID. Both together will form the primary key. And if you're going to form the primary key like this, again, this is called the primary key. The primary key formed by using multiple fields, they have a special name. They are called as composite primary key. Is that clear, all of you? So your answers are going to be for the first question. In a match table, the primary key is match ID. Always when I mention the primary key, mention along with the table name. In the team table, the primary key is T underscore ID. And in the match underscore team table, the primary key is going to be T underscore ID plus match ID. Is that clear, all of you? Put 1 mark each, total 3 marks. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. Huh? Next. A team named Victoria played a match on 2024 July 7th at Pallekala Stadium. Name the tables which would be updated. Okay. At Pallekala Stadium, have we already scheduled a match on July 7th? Look at the match table and tell me, have we already scheduled a match in the match table at Pallekala Stadium on July 7th? Hajra, no, you can't. No, there is no matches scheduled. So because there is no any matches scheduled, Aisha, I know. Okay, because there is no any matches scheduled, I have to go and schedule a match. I have to go and create a match, right? So I'm going to tell the match table has to get updated. Okay, the match table has to get updated. Let's see if other tables has to get updated. Now look at the team table and tell me, do we have a team named Victory in that table? Look at the team table and tell me, is there a team called Victory or registered? No, right? So therefore tell me, should I update the team table? Should I do any changes to the team table? Yes, I have to update the team table. I have to go and mention a new record in the team table with a team called Victory. Now tell me, have they mentioned anything about the scores that team got or the scores the team had received in that match? That Roman number 2 question. Have they mentioned any data regarding the scores that the Victory team play got? No. So based on that, tell me, should I do any changes for the match underscore team table? No. They have not mentioned anything about the scores. So there's nothing to update in that table. So answer is going to be match table, team table. If you had mentioned match table and team table both, you get 2 marks. If you mention only one of them, no marks. Huh? Or if you mention all 3 tables name, no marks. You should exactly mention both of their names. Again, I'm telling you, if you mention only one name, no marks. All 3 tables also no marks. Only if you both of their names, you get 2 marks there. Again, if you have any questions, drop in the chat. Roman number 3. Draw the player table considering the following. A team consists of many players and a player belongs to one team. So they're asking us to draw the player table, it seems. They are saying one team consists of many players, it seems. And a player belongs to only one team. Okay, whatever they mentioned in the first point, I wrote it here in like a, what do you call the summarized manner. Actually, I have thought of this process. Always try to break down the question and simplify it. So what I mentioned here is a team consists of many players. So I put one team consists of many players. And then they have mentioned a player. That is one player belongs to only one team. So based on that, tell me what type of relationship is this? Is it one to many, or many to many relationship? You can easily figure it out. And I draw like this. Whenever you want to find relationship between tables, always draw a sketch like this. It is one team consists of how many players? And right, is it one or many? Then you mention one player belongs to how many teams? One. After you write this, if both have one, mention one here. If both don't have one, then mention the other value. So the relationship between both of them is one to many relationship. You can easily figure it out like this. Okay, if it's one, put one. It's one and something else. That's something else. Fine. We want to draw the table now. A team consists of many players, and a player belongs to only one team. So we have to have here a player belongs to only one team. Then the player table should be like this. Obviously, to identify every player uniquely, I'm going to include a column called player ID. And anyways, a player is going to have a name. So I'm going to include another column, another field called name. And they have mentioned that every player belongs to how many teams? If you take one specific player, one player belongs to how many teams? Exactly. A specific player belongs to only one team. So I'm going to have another column called team ID. So team ID column will mention in which team is that respective player there. So this is how the table has to be. Is that clear all of you? For player ID, 1 mark. Name, 1 mark. Team ID, 1 mark. Don't need match ID? No. How do you expect to put the match ID there, man? Only one person can play only one match. No, right? In your school, if you're playing a full event, every month there might be a match. Application for O levels will be accepted online from tomorrow. Is it nice? Let's check. Can we put team name? No. Whenever you're going to form a relationship between two tables, you always use values that will never ever change. Team ID is always unique. It will never change. But team name can get changed. Does order matter? No, order doesn't matter. You can mess up the order, but these three data has to be there. Huh? So you can't use team name. Shouldn't we put as T underscore ID? Who said? Making database, you don't put, even though they have corrupted you all by putting the same name for all the tables, man. You can actually put any names you want. You can put team ID, team T underscore ID, PID, that doesn't matter. Are we supposed to write the composition primary key also in the Roman number two? Because this question has not mentioned how many primary keys they want. They have mentioned specify the primary keys with the corresponding tables. So I mentioned all three tables primary key. Okay, Roman number four, Roman number three B now. This is A and Roman number three B. In B, they are saying a match has many players and a player can play for one match. So if I take match and player, a match, that means one match has many players and a player can play for many matches. Tell me, between the player table and match table, what type of relationship is there? Use the same logic I used applied earlier. I told if you look at this properly, I told if both of them are one, you put one here. If both of them are not one, then you put that other one. It works like the AND gate scenario, that kind of idea. So you can see M and 1 is there, so I put M here. M and 1 is there, I put M here. So what type of relationship they have? Exactly. They have a many to many relationship. Normally, when two tables have many to many relationship, there's one thing you have to keep in your mind to show their relationship. Again, to show their relationship, you need a third table. Without a third table, you can't show the relationship. For example, if you take match table and team table, okay, match table and team table. One specific match. If you take one match, how many teams will play for one match? Only one team or many teams? Yes, exactly. Many teams. If you take one team, will one team be able to play only one match, or can one team play many matches? Exactly. One team can play many matches. So if you look at this, both of them have a many-to-many relationship. And to show their many-to-many relationship only, we have created a table called as match underscore team table. So always keep in mind, whenever you want to have to show many-to-many relationship between tables, you have to draw the table. Is that clear of you? Safia, wait, I don't know. Uruma, you all don't have sabur. Exactly. So to show this, what I can do is, okay, a quick question. Even though normally for many-to-many relationship we have to draw a table, look at this scenario and tell me, is it required to draw another table? Like, is it compulsory to draw that other table to show that a player is playing this match? Actually, no. Actually, no. So let me tell you why. The reason I'm saying no is because, listen why I'm saying no, huh? Careful. Let's say you want to find, again, let's say you want to find who are the players, who are the players who played for the Palle Kele match, that match number 143. You want to find the names of the players who played the match number 143. To do that, what you can do? You can go for the what you call match table and find out Palekala matches ID 143. Then once you come for the match underscore team table, you will know the number 143 match. What are the teams that played? Now, as per the given data, you can see only the 34 team played. Now, after you know that team number 34 played, you can figure out if you go for the player table. See, if you go for the player table, we have a column called team ID. So I can go for the player table and see who are the players having the team ID 34. Who are the players having the team ID 34. So how my process was to find out who are the people who played for the Pallekala match on. Let's say the question was, I want to find out the names of the players who played the Pallekala match on 14th June. To find the people who played for the Pallekala match on 14th June, how my process would be is, first of all, I'll go for the match table and figure out the match ID. Once I know the match ID, I will go for the match underscore team table and see what are the teams that played for match number 143. Now, as per the given data, what are the teams that play for match number 143? As per the given data, What are the matches that play for 143? What are the team IDs? What are the team IDs? Sorry. What are the team IDs that plays for the 143 team match? Exactly. So it's the team number 34. Now I can figure out who are the players in team number 34 by going to the player table. So in player table, we know player table has a column called team ID. Now I can go and check who and who has a team ID of 034, and I can get their respective names. So based on that, tell me, is it necessary for me to create a table called match underscore player? No, it's unnecessary. Always when creating database, practical and doing on, always when creating database, we make sure we have the minimal number of fields and minimum number of tables. Unwantedly, we will not create a table. Okay, if we are creating a table, always there has to be a proper purpose. How do you call? There's a word in database lesson you all learned. If the same data is what do you call? If the same data is recorded in multiple tables, how do you call that as? What I mean by same data is recorded in multiple tables means, let's say this player's name or let's say team name. If the team name is going to be there in the team table, team name is going to be there in the, let's say, match underscore team table, and team name is going to be there in the player table. Let's say the team name is going to be there in three tables. Here also I have the team name, here also I have the team name, here also I have the team name. What do you call the rest? Same data in multiple tables. Correct. It's called data redundancy. It's called data redundancy. Having data redundancy is not a big issue, but where it's an issue is because sometimes if you're having data redundancy unwantedly, what I mean by unwantedly is, if you look at the three tables, if I store the team ID only, that's more than enough. I can form the relationship between the tables. But unwantedly, if I'm going to store the team name here, 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 storing the team name here is unwanted, because why? Already the team ID is there. So that's where team ID, what you call, data redundancy can be a problem. Now, where this data redundancy can lead is, where it can lead to a problem is, let's say this winners team is there. Winners team came and told me, I'm going to change our name. We're going to change our names to, from winners, we're going to change our name to losers. Let's say something happened to them and they want to change the name to losers. Now, if the team name is going to be there in all three tables, I have to update all three tables. No, let's say I forgot and I updated only the team table. So here it's there's losers, but in the match underscore team table and player table. Let's say in these two tables, it's there's winners and winners. Now, are the datas in constant? Are the datas being same in all three tables? For example, the team ID 0090. Does the team ID 0090, does it have the same name in three tables? No. If the same data, this team number 0090, if it has three different names in three different tables, what do you call this as? The same data having different meaning in different tables. What do you call this as? Correct. This is called data inconsistency. So keep in mind, data redundancy can lead to data inconsistency, and this mainly happens when you're going to update the data, and when you're updating, you miss to update the repeated data. Got it? So that's why we always, when making database, we avoid using repeating the same data in multiple tables if it is avoidable. Is that clear, all of you? Ilman, that's relationship in database, and it's not related for this question. Anyways, tell me your marks, all of you. How much out of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Out of 8 marks, how many marks do you get? This paper is very good actually. It's a different taste of paper questions. Okay, those who got, I mean, a pretty good, like almost 8 or 7 or 6. Good job. Others, you'll have to improve. Always don't expect database questions to be the same usual OLL type questions. Get used to handling these types of different taste of questions as well. Anyways, for today we're done with that. If you have any questions, or you can stay and ask. Others, you can leave. I think Rizlansa has a recap session at 7:30 introduction session. If you all can join that as well. It's a free session only. The link might be there in the Mastermaths channel. Go and check there. Only 8 marks. Yeah, only 8 marks. Three, four, five, six, and eight. You're welcome. Bye bye. After, do you want me to? How to join your class? Drop me WhatsApp message. If you have already dropped, then sometimes I won't have still replied. Okay, I replied tonight or today midnight. And send my number WhatsApp in WhatsApp. Will you upload the recording? I'll upload the recording in the community. Let me send you the link for the WhatsApp community. But I can if you're not there in the community, join it. For the third question, B part, no answer. Go and read the third question first of all, then you will not be asking that question. The recording will be uploaded in the WhatsApp community. I send you that link in the chat. Uh, okay, after I'll discuss that as well. I think I don't have the MCQs. After, can you just scan and send me the MCQs? Or did you send me that day? Is there any way for me to get a short, complete recap of everything as my exams are at the end of this month? In my, what do you call recap class, we'll be doing database starting from the November second week, probably. Colon now second week, online and second week most of the day. But I'll be closing the registration for recap this week. So if you're joining the recap class, join this week itself. After that, you will not be able to purchase from the website. It will be blocked. How to get your status update? Drop me a WhatsApp message. I'll save your number after that. There's a new post incoming for the class. Actually, no, because I don't want more students. I want to limitize the ground. I have too many students in your batch. I'm filtering at the moment. I've already joined the class, but I want a complete recap before the exams. When your exams end of November, right? So we'll be able to complete database within before end of November. Don't worry. Thank you, Afra. Anything else anyone wants to clarify? You can create a table for B part with match ID and player ID, right? Go and watch the recording. I told you why you should not create it, Kayla. And fun fact, look at the question. I told you read the question. The question is asking draw the player table. Have they asked you to draw a table for the question A and B? No. The question is asking just to draw the player table only. Draw the player table. Always answer what the question is asking, not what's there in your head. Can you explain the last part in B? What the point B is mentioning, I have mentioned here. They mentioned that if you take one specific match, one match is played by many players, and one player can be playing many matches. So if you don't know how tables work properly, you might go and create a separate table called as match underscore play or whatever. But in our scenario, that is not required. For that tool, I took that example. If I want to find the people who are playing for the Pallekala on 16 June, what I might do first, I might come to this table and figure out the Pallekala match on 14 June, what happened is 143. Then if I come for the team match underscore team table, I know the 143 match that was played by this team number 34. Then if I go for the player table, I know the names of the players who are in the team 34. So because if I go in this three-step process, I can figure out the answer. There is no need to create a table called match underscore play. And anyways, if you do the grade, the question is asking about draw the player table only. They don't want you to draw a separate table for A and separate table for B. That makes sense. Nice. Anything else, anyone? Okay, so as there's no other questions, I'm going to end the meeting. If you have anything, what's up me? I will not reply today, but I will reply at midnight or late night. Tata, bye bye.